Alright, what's up guys? So, Poker Bear has uploaded a video titled When Poker Cheaters Get Caught Wait, why? Okay, hold on. Let me rewind. When poker cheaters get caught. Okay, I don't know why I was like get caught cheating. I'm like, cheating is like, it ain't even there. It's like cheaters is there, but yeah, okay, my brain, it was seeing things, but nah, yeah, let's go ahead, get to this video. Just to let y'all know, I know absolutely nothing about poker. So if there are at times where I'm talking about the game and I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, it's because I don't know what I'm talking about. So I don't want nobody coming after me in the comment sections all like, do you play? Do you even know what you're talking about? I don't care, okay? I care for the game of poker. I would like to play it one day and learn how to play it. But yeah, I'm like, for now, I'm just chilling. So, but anyways, now if you guys haven't done, make sure you go subscribe to Poker Bear for more videos like this. And with that being said,
poker players who got caught cheating. Poker players are experts at increasing their odds at the table, but with millions of dollars on the line, some players go too far, cheating their way to success. Starting with Mike Postle during a September 2019 Stones Live broadcast at Stones Gambling Hall, when a commentator picked up on something suspicious. In one hand, Postle looks down to Queen Jack in his hole cards and flops top pair with a straight draw. The turn is a 4 of spades, which doesn't change the strength of either player's hands. But when his opponent, Marie Cordiero, raises, Postle folds quickly, a bizarre move that only makes sense when you learn that Cordiero had already made a straight and was a 96% favorite of winning the hand. One commentator hailed Postle as a freak of nature. His co-host, Veronica Brill, wasn't buying it. She said that the hand didn't make sense and that it felt like Postle knew his opponent's cards. Postle had an incredible winning streak that began a year earlier, and Brill was the first to go public with accusations, but it went much deeper. Other commentators described Postle's skills as soul reading, and he was nicknamed the Apostle for his godly plays. But as evidence grew, there was a growing consensus that his messages weren't coming from above, but below in his lap. Postle would often place his mobile phone there, and in crucial moments would look down. The working theory was that somebody with access to the real-time hole cards was sending information about other players' cards. In an 18-minute compilation, Postle's plays consistently went against poker's game theory optimal, but he still always managed to come out on top. He accumulated about $250,000 in profit from
that's what I think I even said that in the last time I reacted to a poker video. They need to have like some sort of like moderator there, like walking around the table, just, you know, making sure, you know, people are playing the game legit. But dang, that's crazy if he is doing some stuff like that. I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, bro, don't even play. If you know you're going to be out there cheating and stuff, and you ruining everybody else's game, and they giving you their hard-earned money, yeah, they gambling and all that stuff, and it's like, you got to take a gamble, but still, I'm like, nah, man, that's messed up.
Stakes tables between 2018 and 2019. Poker personalities Joe Ingram and Doug Polk spent weeks poring over hundreds of hours of footage from Stones Live, collecting dozens of incriminating hands. On this hand, Postle has pocket kings, bets on the flop, and stares down a huge bluff, despite 2 aces on the board and 2 players left behind him. In another, he has a pair of 6s on a board, with 2 aces and a king. His opponent bluffs with a $700 raise. After some posturing, Postle shoves all in and can't stop giggling about it. For players who lost money to Postle, this was enough to take to court. A class action lawsuit was filed against Postle, Stones Gambling Hall, and an alleged collaborator, Justin Curitis, asking for $30 million in damages. The case was dismissed by a judge. Instead, the owners of Stones settled with the majority of plaintiffs. Postle then filed a lawsuit of his own soon after, asking for $300 million, which was also dropped. And as a final twist of the knife, a player named Brock Gary slow-rolled him on the final table of the Beau Rivage main event in 2023, telling him, "That's for all the cheating you do." Postle's controversy may have been possible through technology, but there are plenty of old-fashioned ways to get an unfair advantage at the poker table. For German poker,
if I'm a player and I see him across, I'm like, nah. So I'm like, somebody check that man's lap. I'm like, that man needs to get checked, because I'm like, I ain't gonna be out here losing my money fooling around with him.
Pro Ali Tekken Temgak. It involved using a man posing as a journalist in a scheme that eventually landed him in prison. In 2010, Teki Temgak won the World Poker Tour Spanish Championship in Barcelona, but he was soon after denied entry to the Partouche Poker Tour main event final table when accusations of cheating formed around him. Organizers claimed that he was using poker bloggers to gain an unfair advantage. 4 years later, a court dug through the evidence and found Tekken Temgak guilty of fraud. He had been using casino employees and members of the media to peek at his opponent's cards, in this case, Robert Garcia's. During the winning hand from the event in Barcelona, one of Tekken Temgak's accomplices can be seen standing behind Garcia. In his hands is a camera pointing directly down where Garcia's cards are. Once the accomplice had the information, it was communicated back to Tekken Temgak through a hand signal, allowing him to make a decision. The following year, despite being shunned by most of the poker community, Tekken Temgak was allowed to play in the WPT World Championship. Daniel Negreanu tweeted out that it was absurd to let a cheater who was caught red-handed into the event, and posted a picture of a less than enthused Tekken Temgak. Apparently, when he was confronted about it by Scott Siver, Tekken Temgak threatened Siver. Eventually, the poker world was vindicated. A court in Germany sentenced him to 3 years in prison for his crimes. Some cheaters get off with a much lighter punishment,
getting sent to prison. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, people don't even be, like, they don't even be thinking about stuff like that. Me, I'm like, nah, that's stuff that I'm gonna think about prior before I decide to do. But that's the thing, though. It's like, if my thing is this, if I've said this more so with video games, and I guess like for those that if you're into poker but not really into video games, yes, that is a thing that people do where they'll cheat in the video game, they'll hack it, mod it. So like I guess, you know, again, talking to those that don't really play video games like that, so what they'll do is have it where they so if they're playing it on their computer, then they'll add a program to where they could see people behind like walls and stuff. So it's like, if you come running around the corner, and like in most cases you won't see that person there, but there's somebody use like a mod where it'll like outline the person. So that's why I'm like, if I've said that, and I'm saying it with this with video games, but if I gotta do all of that just so I could win a game, it's not meant for me. I'm like, I would rather build my skill up and just be known as like, oh, he's just really good at the game, rather than, oh, he's really good at cheating and making it seem like that he's good at the game. But yeah, it's just like, I can't, me personally, I couldn't go out like that. I'm like, nah, it's like, if I'm bad at the game, I'm not gonna play. That's why I was like, if I were to ever get into poker, I want to play a video game version of it, so I ain't got bet none of my actual money and things, and I'm not, you know, yeah, out of hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars and things. But anyways,
during a session of 10-20-40 No Limit Hold'em game on the Hustlers Casino live stream, a player was accused of cheating and colluding. Several times, a player named Julio Cedillo, also known as Skills Rocks, appeared to peek at the cards of the player next to him, Barry Wallace. In the most damning hand, he kicks his friend Soflo Antonio under the table when Barry makes the nuts with a straight. Skills Rocks tries to get Soflo to fold, but his friend doesn't understand the message. Instead, he announces to the table that he was kicked under the table.
Are y'all kicking each other? No, I'm moving my foot.
Which sets off alarm bells for everyone, including Barry, who points it out but continues the hand. Even the commentators quickly agree that there was clear collusion going on.
I think there was some collusion going on there.
After Soflo Antonio goes all in and loses the $19,000 pot, Barry rushes out of the room, disturbed. Skills Rocks then runs after Barry to show him his cards. Throughout the stream, Skills Rocks peeks at Barry's hand numerous times and ended the session up $17,000, while Barry was $5,000 down. Hustler Casino Live took quick action, banning Skills Rocks from any future events. Ryan Feldman, who co-runs Hustler Casino Live, later revealed that Skills Rocks admitted to seeing Barry's cards a few times, but didn't believe it was against the rules. According to him, each player...
Then that's when you ask him that question. I'm like, so how would that make you feel if somebody was looking at your cards? I'm like, yeah, next time when you see, I'm like, you know what? No, we're gonna lift up the ban. I'll just hire some people to play poker, but they're not like actual poker players. But no, I'll just have it where they just walk up, take your cards, look, me all like, oh, okay. But it's not against the rules though. It's like, man, come on now. You know you ain't gonna want nobody to know your game plan or your cards or whatever. If you trying to hide it, that's why the cards is flipped down. So ain't nobody, if that's the case, then everybody be seeing everybody's cards. It's like, man, even if it ain't a thing where it's like it's not against the rules, still though, it's like I'm hiding my cards for a reason, because I don't want people to see them. That's why they flip upside down. So it's just, yeah, I just find stuff like that silly. It's like, man, you knew what you were doing. That's why you were being all secretive about it. It's like you out here holding your cards, but you kind of like, you look at it and stuff. You might as well just look down like that at the man's cards. It's like, bro, come on.
Player is responsible for protecting their whole cards at all times. Sometimes, though, it doesn't matter how much you protect your own cards. At the 2009 Partouche Poker Tour main event, two Frenchmen, Jean-Paul Pasqualini and Cedric Rossi, were accused of collaborating to win over over 1.6 million euros in prize money. The allegation is that they were using a hand signal system to inform one another of their hole cards. An 8-minute-long video highlighted several strange moments from the final table of the tournament. Touching different parts of the body would communicate their cards to one another. The top of the head would indicate an ace, the forehead a king, and the queen an eye. In one hand, Pasqualini and Rossi go head-to-head, where Pasqualini has ace-king and Rossi
Dang, it's like, if there is ever a time where I am sit down playing, I feel like I gotta just sit there, just straight face, not do no movements. I just gotta act like an NPC. And then when it is my turn, they just go at my chips, flip my cards. I'm like, I just can't sit down and do that. I'm like, I got it. I can't do nothing. Because I'm like, nah, man, I don't want people to accuse me. It's like I'm scratching my beard or something. They're like, oh, nope, TMossBoss is cheating. I'm like, bro, my beard, it was itching. I'm like, just let me, can I just scratch my beard real quick? I'm like, dang, bro, I can't even do that. I'm like, I just gotta just sit there, just in a straight jacket and just, I don't know, just like flip the card over with my head or something.
Bullets. 2 aces. Pasqualini raises pre-flop, looking for value from his hand, and touches his head and forehead. Acting behind him, Rossi re-raises with the best starting hand in poker, before putting both hands on the top of his head. That's the code for 2 aces. Pasqualini seems to get the message, because despite being short-stacked and having a monster hand of ace-king, he folds. This is a play that doesn't make much sense at such a late stage in the tournament. Suspiciously, he smirks as the hand is finished. Pasqualini and Rossi placed first and second in the tournament, winning a combined 1.6 million euros. While there haven't been any legal consequences for either player, they have both been removed from the global poker index rankings. One man routinely ranked as the best of all time is Phil Ivey, but even he isn't immune to a cheating scandal. In 2014, Borgata Hotel Casino and Spa sued Phil Ivey, demanding back over $9 million of winnings he made playing Baccarat. The lawsuit claimed that he exploited a defect in the cards used at the casino to gain an unfair advantage. This is a technique called edge sorting. When the cards were manufactured by a company called G2A Inc., the diamond pattern on the back was not printed equally on all cards. Some of these cut off the diamonds at different points, allowing trained gamblers to identify certain cards. For Ivey to bring his high stakes to Baccarat tables, he had a list of demands: a private area, a dealer who spoke Mandarin Chinese, a guest to accompany him, and a deck of G2A playing cards. Ivey's guest was Xiongyin Kelly Sun, a Chinese gambler who specialized in edge sorting. While Phil Ivey wagered the money and allowed for the specific conditions to be met, Kelly got to work identifying the cards. She even instructed dealers to face cards in a particular direction to get a better view, claiming that it was for good luck. They won millions at some of the biggest casinos in the world, including Melbourne, Montreal, Singapore, Macau, and Monte Carlo. The pair would spend a few days at each location, playing as usual in the casino to minimize suspicion before employing their strategy in Baccarat. Throughout 2012, Ivey netted $9.6 million in winnings at the Borgata Hotel Casino with this technique. But at one London session, the duo ran lucky, winning $12 million, which raised suspicions. The Genting Group, which owned the casino, refused to pay. And after Ivey and Kelly filed a lawsuit to get their winning, the jig was up. Ivey lost the lawsuit and was ordered to pay back $10 million. After several appeals, a judge ruled in 2019 that the Borgata could go after Ivey's assets to recoup their loss. But all they found was an empty Wells Fargo account. That same year, his winnings from the World Series of Poker were seized to put towards the damages. Unsurprisingly, Ivey has rarely played any US tournaments since and prefers to live out of the public eye. Meanwhile, it was impossible to escape Robbie Jade Lou's controversy late last year, which was all over the news and media. At Hustler Casino Live on September 29th, 2022, Robbie Jade Lou was facing off against longtime high-stakes pro Garrett Adelstein. Garrett looks down at 7-8 suited, 3 bets to $3,000, and Robbie calls behind with a Jack-4 offsuit. After the flop, Garrett is the heavy favorite with a straight flush draw. He continues firing with a $2,500 bet, and Robbie stays in the hand with a call, taking it to the turn, which is a 3 of hearts. Garrett keeps firing with another $10K bet, but Robbie doesn't flinch, and instead of calling, she raises it to $20K. Garrett raises to $120,000, which is an all-in for Robbie. After a couple of minutes of thinking, she makes a call that virtually no poker pro would make. The response of commentator Bart Hansen is that Robbie's hand might have been misread by the machine. Robbie says she has a pure bluff catcher, and when her cards are revealed, Garrett immediately thinks something fishy is going on. The 20,000-strong strong audience suspected something too, and quickly the story spread to the world, becoming a viral sensation. The incident blew up into a scandal that divided the poker world. Robbie thinks that Garrett is just mad because she out-bluffed the bluffer. She revealed that her husband is a very successful man, the owner of a major law firm and an entrepreneur who bankrolls her poker career, so she wouldn't risk her reputation for the money. According to Hustler's Casino, their investigation didn't produce anything substantial, but on the same night, an employee of theirs was caught stealing $15,000 worth of chips from the table, proving that there were some issues with security. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and comment below with the craziest part of the video.
Yeah, man, you know, poker, the thing is, you gotta be extremely careful, I guess, with who you're playing with, because, yeah, it's like you are gonna have people out there that is gonna try to scam you. So that's why I'm like, with me, it's just, I would rather have it where I'm playing the game and I'm not using my money, or it's like, it's just, yeah, we're just using the chips and we act like we're gambling millions of dollars. At least then I could go home and be like, well, that was fun. You know, but like, yeah, my thing is, it's if I just lost $1 million, like, and it's like an actual $1 million that I done lost from my own, like, pocket. Yeah, well, I can't have $1 million in my pocket, but I'm just saying, y'all understand what yeah, that's the type of stuff where I am going to go crazy over something like that. So that's why I'm like, me personally, I couldn't be no gambling man, you know. That's why I'm like, with days when there are times when I went to Vegas, I'm like, I watch, you know, I listen for the people that's you know, that they go off and like they happy because they playing on the slots and things. But as far as participating, I'm like, nah, very, very rare occasions where I participated, whether I'm in Vegas or I'm at a casino out here in Washington. But I'm like, nah, man, you know, I'm chilling. I'm chilling when it comes to that type of stuff. But anyways, make sure if you guys haven't though, go subscribe to Poker Bear for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.